All right, let's do something else. You have questions, Amanda? What questions do you have? Is this about cake or about law? Is a regulatory definition of cake? I bet you there is. Let's see. Oh, yeah, here's a whole bunch of cake mixes. There's a whole bunch of regulations dealing with cake mixes. Here are the defined kinds of cake mix. You ready for this? Here are defined cases of cake mix. This is coming from the USDA. Here's what the USDA defines cake as, or types of cake mixes. White, yellow, devil food, gingerbread, pound, angel food, banana, spice, carrot, German chocolate, basic mix, chocolate, cherry, cinnamon streusel, creme, yellow pudding, chocolate pudding. These are cakes, by the way. Lemon, orange, strawberry, and other. Yeah, okay, that's what the USDA has for that. Okay. That's good. Well, there's a definition of Korean rice cake in California. Korean rice cake is defined as a confection that contains rice powder, salt, sugar, various edible seeds, oil, dry beans, nuts, dried food, and dried pumpkin. Okay. Okay, wow, this should be good. Inray Luma Light Candle Company. This should be promising. This is trademark office. This is great. All right. So we got something from the trademark board arguing about cake candles. This is good. This should be good. I'll read this to you like a story. This is from the trademark office, 2002. Luma Light Candle Company. This is fun. Luma Light Candle Company has filed an application to register the proposed mark, Cake Candle, for frosted pillar cakes. They want a protected mark for cake candle. The issue before us is whether the term cake candle, when used for frosted pillar cakes or candles, is generic, or if not generic, whether the phrases acquire distinctiveness, as would permit registration. Before considering the arguments on issue, we must first clarify the nature of the goods with which applicant uses the designation cake candle. As identified, the goods are frosted pillar candles. By definition of Pete Pappas, an officer of the applicant has stated these candles are decorated, scented, standalone candles, and are not candles placed on the top of birthday or other cakes. Although clearly not limited to 2 and 5 pound sizes sold by applicants, these are big candles. 2 and 5 pounds. Wow. We are convinced the candles described as being frosted pillar in design do not encompass the type of small candles typically used for the decoration of birthday and other cakes. The examining attorney has agreed with this interpretation. The examining attorney states that the wording of cake candle is commonly used to designate candles that have a cake scent or have the shape of a cake. He's maintained that such candles are similar in size and characteristic to a pound candle. The designation cake candle is generic. To support the petition on the generic nature of the term cake candle, the examining attorney has referred to the following. First, he relies on the dictionary definition of cake and candle as being sufficient themselves to render the composite term cake candle generic for a candle that represents a cake. Second, he points to a letter from the attorney in which the following stated. Please keep in mind, these catalogs are distributed to retailers, many of which are familiar with the candle industry. It's likely the retailers are probably not at all confused by cake candle description, as they probably have numerous suppliers attempting to sell them cake candles. Candles come in many sizes, from best-selling little votive candles to pillar candles, decorative beeswax and twisted candles, jar candles, and cake candles with a whipped wax that represents frosting of a cake. General Mills and Lava Enterprises are bringing out Betty Crocker Bakery Candle Collection. These are 4 by 4 inch cake candles that look like a frosted mini cake in spiced plum, pistachio green, carrot cake, peaches and cream, blueberry supreme, and cherry chip scents. The shop carries candles that promise as much. Millennial money candles with money inside, cake candles that look and smell like cake but don't deliver the calories. Wow. This is good. We find the examining attorney's reliance upon separate definitions of cake and candle to be misplaced, for two reasons. First, as applicant has argued, these are not cakes in the dictionary sense of cake as a bakery item, and thus the literal meaning of the word cake is not applicable to these goods. But even more significant, our principal reviewing court has made it clear, in re American Fidelity Society, that only when a compound wound is involved may evidence be relied upon that each constituent word is generic. Okay. The board cannot simply cite definitions and generic uses of constituent terms in lieu of conducting inquiry into the meaning of a disputed phrase as a whole. The designation of cake candle is not a compound word, and thus any reliance on the definition of the constituent terms is misguided. It is when we turn to the nexus and internet evidence made of record by the examining attorney we find clear and convincing evidence of the use of designation cake candle in generic sense in combination with candles that either have the scent of a candle or the shape of a candle, or both. In reviewing the number and context of excerpts of articles before us, we've taken into consideration these candles are novelties and most likely only be available in specialty retail outlets such as gift shops or perhaps candle or gift departments of a larger store. The excerpts in fact show generic use of the term cake candle. So fun. This is good stuff. Having been found to be generic, the designation of cake candle is by definition incapable of identifying and distinguishing applicant's good for other goods and therefore is denied registration regardless of evidence submitted. That's good shit on the cake candles. Let's look a little bit more closely at these California health rules on cakes. Oh yeah. Korean rice. This is California. This is California Health and Safety Code, section number 111,222. There's not too much regulation. California's Health and Safety Code, section 111,222. Great. Korean rice cake is defined as a confection that contains rice powder, salt, sugar, various edible seeds, oils, dried beans, nuts, dried fruits, and dried pumpkin. The ingredients may not include any animal fat or other products derived from animal. A Korean rice cake is prepared by using a traditionally Korean method that includes cooking by steaming at not less than 275 degrees Fahrenheit for not less than 5 minutes, nor more than 15 minutes. Vietnamese rice cake, also known as bat tet or bat chung, is defined as a confection that contains a combination of rice, beans, and meat, or fruit wrapped tightly in banana leaves for cooking. Bat tet is a rice cake in a cylindrical shape, and bat chung is a rice cake in a square shape. A Vietnamese rice cake is prepared using traditionally Vietnamese methods and includes cooking by boiling water for not less than 10 hours. Vietnamese rice cakes are required to be handled, prepared, and stored under sanitary conditions, both in which they are kept at not more than 70 degrees Fahrenheit upon completion of cooking and after the rice cakes have been cooled below 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Any Vietnamese rice cakes that are unwrapped from banana leaves after cooking should be refrigerated. Well, California's got that spelled out for you. In case you want to know about Korean rice cakes and Vietnamese rice cakes, section 111,222 of the Health and Safety Code. That's just great stuff. What is this in the Wisconsin? What? Oh, this is tax code in Wisconsin? Oh, maybe this will be good. What do we got here? Hold on. We're doing tax law now. Oh, okay. They're just exempt from sales tax. I thought it was going to be much more exciting than that. Oh, they do define candy. Candy is defined to mean a preparation of sugar, honey, or other natural and artificial sweetener combined with chocolate, fruit, nuts, or other ingredients or flavoring in the form of bars, drops, or pieces. Candy does not include a preparation that contains flour or requires refrigeration. Candy must be a preparation that contains certain ingredients other than flour. A preparation is made by means of heating, cooling, molding, or otherwise processing any ingredients indicated in the candy definition. For example, reducing maple syrup into pieces and adding coloring to make maple candy is a form of preparation. Candy must be sold in the form of bars, drops, or pieces. A bar is a product that's sold in the form of a square, oblong, or similar form. A drop is a product that's sold in round, oval, or pear-shaped or similar form. A piece is a portion that has the same makeup as the product as a whole. Individual ingredients and loose mixtures of items that make up products as a whole are not pieces. Exception: if a loose mixture or different items that make up the product as a whole are individually considered candy and sold as one product, that product is also candy. A product that otherwise meets the definition of candy is not candy if it requires refrigeration. A product requires refrigeration if it must be refrigerated at the time of sale or after being opened. In order for the product to be treated as requiring refrigeration, the product label must indicate that refrigeration is required. If the label on a product contains multiple servings, indicates it requires refrigeration, smaller sized products are also considered to require refrigeration. A product that otherwise meets the definition of candy is candy if the product is not required to be refrigerated, but sold refrigerated for convenience. So if it's sold refrigerated but doesn't require refrigeration, it's still candy. These are important details, people. These are important details. Wisconsin has got you down. They are very serious about what is and is not candy. This is great. Ice cream is, this is all for tax. This is all defined for the purposes of tax. Yeah, what makes it special. These definitions are for taxing reasons. That's just special, man. So this is okay. This is nutrition labeling of food. This is good. What is this? Section 101.9 of something CFR. Okay. So here's how you have to label food. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. For products in discrete units, such as muffins, sliced products, bread, or individually packaged products within a multi-serving package, and for products which consist of two or more foods packaged and presented to be consumed together, where the ingredient represented as the main ingredient is in discrete units, such as pancakes and syrup, the serving size shall be declared as follows, and then goes on to a definition. Oh no, this is too good just to skip completely. Okay. This is all about muffins and bread and stuff, okay? If the unit weighs 50% or less of the referenced amount, the serving size shall be the whole number of units that most closely approximates the reference amount. If a unit weighs more than 50% but less than 67%, the manufacturer may declare 1 unit or 2 units as the serving size. If the unit weighs at least 200% and up to and including 300% of the reference amount, the serving size shall be the amount that approximates the reference amount. The serving size for maraschino cherries shall be represented as 1 cherry with parenthetical metric measurement equal to the average weight of a medium-sized maraschino cherry. For products in large discrete units, which are usually divided for consumption, for example, cake, pie, pizza, melon, cabbage, for unprepared products, where the entire contents of the package is usually used to prepare large discrete units that are usually divided for consumption, such as cake mix and a pizza kit, and for products which consist of 2 or more foods packaged and presented to the consumer together, where the ingredient represented as the main ingredient is a large discrete unit, usually divided for consumption, such as prepared cake package with a can of frosting. The serving size shall be a fractional slice of the ready-to-eat product. For example, 1/12 of a cake, 1/8 of a pie, 1/4 of a pizza, 1/4 of a melon, 1/6 of a cabbage. The most closely approximates the reference amounts for the product category and may be a fraction of the product used to make the reference amount for the unprepared product determined in compliance with the regulations or fraction thereof of a large discrete unit represented as the main ingredient plus proportioned minor ingredients used to make the reference amount, determined by the relevant codification. In expressing fractional slices, manufacturers shall use 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, 1/6, or smaller fractions that can be generated by further division of 2 or 3. So no 1/7, man. You cannot label your cake in 1/7 increments. Only 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, 1/6, or smaller fractions that can be generated by further division by either 2 or 3. This is product labeling. This is good shit. This is from the FDA, by the way. They have some thoughts they'd like to share.